Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and it resolves, and here we are today taking a look at a mono shadow Caiphus deck. So there has been a couple of different mono shadow decks sort of going around. I think that Brandon Nelson has been playing one. I think they placed in like the top 40 or something last season, I'm not sure, but effectively we're getting to that point now where we're getting pretty close to the need for a rotation. And yeah, that's when things like this happen, where you're able to just build a monofaction deck that is actually good enough to play on the ladder. And I think this deck actually is. It's got a lot of stuff going on with it. Of course, like I'm just playing Lethrai Provocateur just because I'm being a posh boy, and well, I got 4 of these from Twitch drops, so I may as well try and slide them in a deck. And a couple of times I've actually got an opponent with these because I managed to take all their against one opponent I managed to get all of their so the unit is against another opponent I was playing as like a Skycrad deck, and I got all their Ornate Katanas and Shogun Scepters, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's cards from the deck that are being discarded, so it's effectively doing nothing. But it can be good in some situations where you're able to get like a Jawbone Greatsword off someone, or if you're playing against like an army deck, just being able to get rid of all their weapons. Although if they do play Smuggler's Stash, it's less exciting because you do get to tutor for them, but enough about that, said the bear. Really, I just wanted to play like a big deadly body. And that's what this deck's about. It's about big bodies for the stats. So we've got like a 3/3 for 2 and a 6/4 for 5, which is, you know, pretty reasonable. But we've also just got like a bunch of deadly. So we've got like Ripknife, Cabal, Lethrai, and Vara, which does often have the deadly effect. We're also playing Caiphus here, and yeah, I'm playing 4. Probably shouldn't be playing 4. The only reason for that is it's a new card. I don't want to try it out, and because you can't tutor for this from the market, I do have to really just play a playset just to get a feel for the card and see how good it actually is. And I think it's actually going to be quite good. The sort of the synergy that it's got in this deck is, aside from it just being a finisher, which can occasionally be like a Rizard, but it can occasionally just like kill your opponent out of nowhere because you just get like the nuts, you just get like the charge, unblockable double damage. It's just like a nice swingy card that's quite good with Dark Return, because the first time you play it, it's got 3 skills, you Dark Return it, play it again, it's got 6 skills, and if your opponent's still alive somehow, you know, next time you play it, it's got 9 skills, and at that point you should have like the actual nuts that does just one-shot your opponent. So we are playing a lot of power, we are playing effectively 32 power, but I find that Vara's Favour is a spell more often than not right now. This is just really good at picking up like Initiate the Sands and sort of like post-combat making things happen. So if you attack an Argenport Instigator into a Railing Merchant, well, they're going to block because it's free. But then after combat, you just go Vara's Favour, kill it, you take a point of damage because your thing died, and you're down to power. Also, just like being on the plane, killing all your runners with this, it's just so crushing to be on the opposite end of that. I just really enjoy it. Also, being more shadow, to play in Cold Blood, which is gas. And back to this sort of power thing. Yeah, we're playing 28 power, but 12 of it does a thing. You know, we've got Amethyst. The Puma is very playable. Just like a 4/4 lifesteal, this is basically just Batterskull in some matchups. You play against tokens, it just makes it really difficult for them to actually ever get in and deal damage to you, because it just really twists the combat map in your favour, and just attacking with this in some games, you just have loads of life. So against like a Scarecrow opponent, they're probably to like use the Permafrost and Torches to deal with stuff like, even like Carrion Merchant, just because it will trade with whatever they put in front of it. And like Lethrai Provocateur, like, he needs Permafrost this because otherwise it just kills Vadius. And, you know, I've also got the Amethyst Waystone. It's just going to basically cantrip and dig us a little bit deeper. We are generally a little bit more threat heavy than we do generally look, so I think we do like the actual extra card draw from this. I've also got Cabal Standards. I think this is the least impressive of the sort like the Waystone Monument sort of cycle. Because this does just turn into like an aggressive combat trick. But for the most part, you have to play it as a power, but it just doesn't matter because, you know, play it on like turn 1 or something, or play it alongside like a 1-cost spell. But this is actually also good just because when we do get aggressive, we've got a lot of either huge power, so like Shadowlands Tyrant attacks for 6, or I've got like deadly units, so if our opponent blocks, we could just kill like 2 things with Cabal Standard. So Cabal Standard is mostly just like a removal spell that is also just a power, which is sort of nice. So we do get a lot more utility. And also when we play this much power, because we don't have any actual card draw per se, it just means that our Carrion Merchant is just able to trade these extra powers once we hit 5 and 6, just for things in our board. So at the end of like a long game, we would very much expect to see that our market is basically 4 like Shadow Sigils and then 1 card that we, you know, didn't want. And early on as well, we can trade out like an Amethyst Monument and put it into our market, and then later on, if we like Dark Return back that merchant, we can just go and get that back out and just have like the 4/4 threat. So I do really like that sort of functionality that we do get just from having like this much power. So this deck's sweet. Let's give it a go and move on to the ladder. Okay, so the older mono 5 drops and Cabal stand in hand. I think I will retrial this. So this hand isn't much better. It does have like a 3rd power, potentially. Oh, Lethrai. Well, I'm just going to play the Cabal standard first. I really just want to start getting our 2 drops on. If we're against Praxis, then potentially the Annihilate is really good because just be able to like snap off a Sandstorm Titan, and then hopefully all our big deadly girls will be able to finish the job and just ignore Heart of the Vault. Okay, so it looks like we're playing against Praxis tokens. So the Vara's Favor could be good next turn. Just going to play the Ripknife Assassin out. If our opponent wants to like double that next turn, that's fine, but I'm probably going to like pre-combat just Vara's Favor, whatever's in the way to be able to do that. So hopefully our opponent plays like a Trailmaker, and yep, Torch is fine. We've got infinity things, don't worry about us. Yep, so that is getting... Yeah, that's getting Vara's favoured. Opponent's not ramping ahead here. We don't get to make a play, so that's sort of sad. But we do get to like follow up with either a 3/5, which is really good against these stats, or like Thing plus Spell. So we can double spell next turn effectively. I think our... Oh, yes. Well, I think I'm just going to play Argenport Instigator, and then Annihilate this just to get an extra point damage in. Opponent could have Torch our Thing, which would get extra point damage in for them, but I'm just being super greedy, to be honest. Just every point counts when you're playing like a deck that's mono faction. Also, this should be pretty good against our opponent. So we do get to trigger Nightfall for our opponent, which isn't the best. But in between the ping from the Shadowlands Tyrant plus the Annihilate, and if we do draw like one of our other Cabal standards, then we should be in pretty good shape in terms of attacking him with this. And at this point, I don't think our opponent can actually attack us. Would be really happy if I found like a Merchant or a Dark Return to be able to get this back. Okay, so we've got Shakedown, but I'm just going to attack. Ping the only real one, just in case our opponent is still playing Praxis Display, so I want to get some value. And then our opponent's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they do need to block us with all 5 to actually get anywhere in terms of blocking this, because otherwise we just like annihilate one of them. Opponent can do single block plus Torch. In fact, I should have attacked with the Instigator as well to see if we could have got that instead, because if like triple block that, then we'd have been in good shape. But yep, so I feel like our opponent does have a Torch here. Okay, so they're rallying. This is fine. If they just double block, I will kill one of them. Yeah, they don't want to give us too many things. It's like they don't want to put like 3 things in front of it to play around with as well, because then we just get to kill 3 things and just gain like 1,000,000 lives. Yeah, opponent is completely off it. Yeah, this deck's probably quite good against tokens and stuff like that. Did actually play this game out of order, so this is the first game you're going to see, but it was the last one recorded, because I'm not sure if the first one recorded worked very well, because I did that thing again where I started recording as soon as I turned the computer on, which meant that it was just like wildly lagging out of control. But yeah, you can still sort of see the power level of this deck. So this sounds probably fine, actually. We probably are going to play the Amethyst Monument as a power, but I think it'll be on turn 3. Because I would like to Sabotage, get like a removal spell or whatever, and just like start getting in there for a Ripknife Assassin. We do also have Caiphus, and Caiphus, as mentioned, sort of like in the preamble, is not quite a combo with all these monuments. Okay, so we've got Hornet Scream and a Seek Power here. Just going to take the Hornet Scream because that's the card that does something. You can often like get someone by taking the Seek Power, but I think the Hornet Scream, because it's something that actually does something, is just a much better take. So we appear to be having a little bit of slowdown here. Okay, well, playing like the sort of traditional sort of film Berserk here. Okay, well, probably not in the market for blocking here. I'd rather get my Warcry on. I'm not super concerned by taking a little bit of damage here. Especially because we're able to stabilise past these. Okay, my opponent wants to trade anyway, but we're still up there because we got Warcry and our opponent's threat. But we've also got like Vara Vengeance Seeker, so the Aegis on these is sort of nonsense. It's probably not going to do very much. Our opponent's probably clued into the fact that we are Mono Shadow because we played an Amethyst Monument. But here we go, get a bit of Nightfall going and get the Vara Vengeance Seeker. So we do maybe need to be a little bit concerned here. Oh, okay, so opponent has not sacrificed, so I'm going to assume that they've either got like an Annihilate or a Permafrost or something along those lines. So yeah, here's the Annihilate. But this is sort of fine. If our opponent goes for it here by giving the Territorial of Berserk, then we get to play another Vara here, and that will have to attack into it. Also, it's pretty great. If I just play the Shadow Sigil for now, and just play the Vara, I'll probably play the Amethyst Wasteland next turn. We've got the Caiphus, so opponent's made the heads-up play there of sacrificing the Elf, which makes sense because if they didn't have like some sort of trick, it would have just had to attack into our lifesteal unit anyway, which seems pretty awful for the opponent there. Also, Vara's putting in some work here because our opponent's Aegis is just going to do very little, to be honest. So, okay, so just the transform by the opponent there. And then, I suppose I'm happy to just attack here. I think I sort of am, because our opponent would need to double block and we get to kill both things, so we just get to gain some lives. We can have just completely whiffed there if we get like a charge Caiphus now. So I probably should have played Caiphus first, but I also, you know, we've got instead First Strike, Overwhelm, and Endurance. Yep, Endurance, Overwhelm, Quick Draw. So not the best abilities, to be honest, but it's going to be quite an aggressive attacker here. Our opponent can't Annihilate it, and they also can't Permafrost it. So Caiphus, like, just as a body, is going to be really good here. And if our opponent like kills this somehow, I'll probably just like Dark Return it, like just get more abilities. And so I'm just not going to sacrifice there. Just going to in cold blood the opponent's Vara here. Yep, Permafrost good. We also get to do a few things here. We can either Argenport Instigator plus in cold blood to kill the Vara. That gets us an extra point of damage plus some more points if the opponent sort of blocks here, but blocking is mostly useless for our opponent. Another play we could have made was to make the Sabotage with the Puma, but then we're not able to attack here, and we're sort of like, our opponent's mercy with this Vara. If our opponent plays another Vara, probably gonna kill this one. Just get rid of the lifesteal effect here. Oh, we don't have like a really good answer to the Rindra here. Just going to attack here. If our opponent just triple blocks here, probably just kill off the Rindra. Okay, so opponent's just letting us have the point there. And so do we just want to generate the Shakedown? Yeah, let's just shake our opponent down. Take the Darkstalk if we've got one unknown card. Could be a power or something that costs 3 or greater, so another Rindra, but I'm not overly concerned here, but I will play another Vara. But I was playing with a position where it's going to be a rough spot from here, because sacrificing or not is still sort of awful. Although, this does draw him live to like drawing Haunted Scream to get somewhere with the Gen of Merchant, but still not really getting very far. And also managing to get like an extra point of damage in with the Instigator plus the Vara is quite nice. Okay, so Merchant here, just like double pop the Aegis, nice. Also, what our opponent can get here, it could just be going for like, I'm not sure what they could even get. Maybe like a Mirror Image or Haunting Scream or something like that. So Mirror Image of Rindra is something I could see happening. Okay, just Haunting Scream in here. Getting the Vara. So now we need to consider, do we sacrifice? I don't want to give this +2/+2. So we'll sacrifice this. We take 1 extra damage, but it's 1 less than just like not sacrificing. Just because of the Instigator here. So actually fine with this. Yeah, this is fine. We do lose Caiphus, but we just get to Dark Return it anyway. Get more abilities. Maybe get something that just like ends the game on the spot. And yeah, let's just do this. So we'll crack him for some damage. If our opponent blocks, we get to deal 2 damage anyway, just because they're 2 Instigators. And then I think at this point we don't want Shakedown anymore, so we'll just swap this for a Dark Return. And we'll go and grab that Caiphus back out. And now when we play Caiphus, Caiphus will have 6 abilities. And hopefully we'll get to see some sort of juice. And also, Nightfall was ended, so opponent did get the second draw there, which was nice for us, really. Okay, so I'm going to go and cut after this game and see what was happening with the performance of Eternal. I guess my computer's not quite woken up yet. Okay, so quite a cool hand here. We're on the draw with the Suffocate, so I do like this. It's not very aggressive, but we also get to decide, like, do we want the Amethyst Monument or do we want the actual threat from the Puma? This was a really nice sort of buff from a while ago where this got turned into a 5/5. Okay, well, I assume that the 4/4 is going to be better in this matchup than the Amethyst Monument. Going to wait a turn before I do a Shakedown, I think. Okay, so hopefully our opponent plays like a Ricano Outlaw here. We get to just Suffocate and shake down our opponent. This is aggressive, just like pummel you. Okay. Yep, you got me. So our opponent's hand must just be like an absolute stinker, so let us take a look at what they're working with. So if it's a stinker, maybe we can make it even more stinky. So they do have a Torch, a Pummel, and a Vadius. I'm going to take Vadius because it's the only real threat. We can't outclass Vadius a lot because we do have like 3/5s and 6/4s and all that sort of business, but with the Pummel and the Torch, I'd rather just not mess around. And don't want to quite use the Suffocate yet. I think potentially we'll be leading with the Amethyst Waystone next turn, just so that we don't like get the Nightfall going too much. And could potentially just be getting a Surge and Salt, which is a little bit late game. Or it might just be Dark Return, just because if our opponent does kill our kind of Merchant, which they probably will do, just so they're able to get through it. Yep, so we'll play Waystone here rather than have the extra card. So Suffocate could be good, but also our opponent's just got like an Aegis unit, and most of their stuff will get hit by this, so I'm sort of tempted to do it that way. Although, yeah, we'll be in Suffocate, we'll just get Dark Return. Our opponent should torch this, which then looks like Dark Return to play it again. Yep, so they torch it, so they've only got Pummel left in hand, so we could be taking some damage right here. Yep, so we're getting pummeled, but then we're just going to sort of stabilise on a pile of Amethyst Monuments. Yep, so even better, just drew it perfectly, just got like the Shadow Sigil over here. So, Dark Return here, counter Merchant, and I think at this point, we now know our opponents use all cards that we know about. Don't want to trigger Nightfall ever again, so I think that we will get rid of the Shakedown. And we'll trade this just for something that seems a bit more useful. So Annihilate here, so if our opponent does flood out and end up activating the Paranoid, we just get to trade with it straight up. But yep, Champion of Fury is good. We will just like trade with that. We do take a bit more damage just because of the Overwhelm. But honestly, we're just going to have like Amethyst Monument against like effectively no cards in hand. So let the animation transformation happen. And then get in there for our Puma. And then Puma to Puma should do the job. And if we draw like another undepleted power, we get to like do Sabotage. And nah, if our opponent's got like a trick, I'd rather it not overwhelm as well. So, yeah, Rampage, but we still get to kill their thing. But we are like net up on life. We'll Sabotage here. Got nothing that looks like is good. So just play another Puma, and they've got like 2 removal spells, should back us up quite well here. And then we're able to just start attacking with the Puma. And as a 4/4, that's still a really good threat. Yep, so I probably wasn't able to quite cope with that. But yeah, you saw how this deck was just able to survive against Skycrag. Okay, so we're going to redraw this just because it's 1 power. And as I said earlier, Shakedown does draw you deeper, but I'm not going to be in the market for keeping like a 1 power hand. Okay, so I don't think we need to Sabotage quite yet. If we draw a 2-drop, I'll be super sad. But okay, Praxis, probably not too many spells either, actually. So I think we can probably safely just play the Ripknife that just peeled off the top, making us feel incredibly smart and thin for missing the opportunity to Sabotage. But most of our opponent's spells do require things to be actually in play. And here we go. So Sabotage, take your Obelisk, snap that off. Let's suffocate this girl. So now we need to decide, what do I prefer in this matchup, and is it the Amethyst Monument or the Waystone? And it's probably the Monument because that's actually a threat. Even though we do have Caiphus in hand and we do want to get to 6, we can always just like change our mind next turn. So I'm going to be attacking. Okay, so opponents draw the torch, managed to deal with our threat, which is a bit of a nuisance, but let us actually shake down here. Grundin Drone and Temple Scribe. So it looks like we're playing against actually Praxis tokens. So we've taken the Obelisk. So Grundin Drone's probably just not that much of a big deal anymore. Both of these are pretty awful against Vara because they just sacrifice it and leave us with a 3-4. But I think it's the Temple Scribe giving them the extra card, which I'm not too happy about. And I think I will play the Amethyst Waystone. We do miss out on a Nightfall at some point. But I think because we've got the Puma over here and the Caiphus, I think I just want underplayed power, because if we draw underplayed power, we're just going to play out the Puma. Puma should be pretty good against this nonsense anyway. So, yep. Now we've got an In Cold Blood, which is incredibly tasty against what our opponent's up to. But In Cold Blood here, probably just going to be dealing with like a Heart of the Vault or something. If our opponent attacks, this is sort of like Battle School maths again, where our opponent doesn't actually ever get anywhere by attacking into this. So they can actually just go right around us. And that looks like something that they are trying to do. So just block the 2-1 because they've let us know they've got no cards in hand. But yeah, did that net them any damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Net them like 2 damage and lost her dude, which seems awful. So what do we get? Unblockable double damage and Overwhelm. Yep, the old Overwhelm double damage unblockable. Well, our opponent's dead in 2 hits, so there's no reason for us to give up our position with the Puma, so just let this sit back. Yep, you're dead. So, okay, this deck is performing slightly better than I thought it would, and Caiphus just being like the king of RNG. Okay, so, what is this hand all about? We've actually got, like, I think that the Cabal standard should probably just be a, despite the games that it won for me off camera, I think it probably should just be a Shadow Sigil, but I do like all of our, like, flood prevention. So, I do like this hand because we can just, like, make turn 2 Instigator, but I think we'll just do better. Just get a bit more of an interactive hand. Yeah, this is cool because I do really like the Ripknife Assassin. So this is sort of an interesting point. Which one do you lead with when it comes to Ripknife and Argenport Instigator? So let's just chuck the Cabal down. We do have like a Vara's Favour here, but I just want to be able to curve out quite nicely into like our Vara or our In Cold Blood. So getting some sort of Huru deck here, so hopefully the In Cold Blood manages to pull its weight. So I do sort of value the Ripknife Assassin in play first before the Argenport Instigator, because I think that this effectively... Oh. Well, let's stop that. Yeah, no one has ever done anything honest ever with Hero of the People. I think it's like in a draft deck maybe. But yeah, Hero of the People is another card, another reason why I hate In Cold Blood, because your opponent gets to craft this like really interesting and cool deck. And then we just go, well, I'm sorry, because I put In Cold Blood in my deck, and now your deck doesn't do anything, because your entire deck was built around this one card. So, we grab more. Yeah, so they've not got one in the market. Which, you know, having a card in the market would be a way to play around In Cold Blood, but what can you do? So, Unseen Commando here, just happy just to attack into it. It's like, it's not scared off my nose. Yep. And we can't double spell quite, so I'm just going to play a Vara. I did play the smaller one, just because I suspect that with the no sacrifice setup, we'll have like a Vanquish, and then we'll get to play the bigger one when they've run out of threats. Okay, so it looks like our opponent is playing a deck that, well, let us Sabotage first. Haunting Scream and Devour, let's get the Snipping Tool because these are interesting things to know about. I think I'm very likely to, actually, is it just correct here to take Devour because we've killed their best Haunting Scream target? I think it might be, yeah. Let's take the Devour just so they're not able to like do any sort of nonsense with stuff like Stonepoint Alchemist. Let us play Argenport Instigator. Vara's favoured this. I'm going to keep the power in hand again just because of merchants. Sort of get our damage in here. So, I took the Devour, they've still got Haunting Scream, but hopefully, oh yes, look at that 6-4, or 6-8, that's going to be really good. I suppose we'll just keep attacking, yeah. Can't quite double spell, so I'm not sure if I want to save this Waystone or not. Does a point to both of us, but it's sort of fine because we've got like a 5-6. I suspect that our opponent's not got like weapons in the deck because there's just like no room with all this stuff. So I think rather than playing the 6-8, we're just going to play the 6-4. Just because this would just stop our opponent from ever being able to race us. Like Berserk could be fine and all, but if we're just playing turns where we're able to gain like 11 or more life a turn, then it's probably be pretty difficult to actually race us. Okay, so opponent getting the old free hair. Oh, this is nice. So we get to just attack all, put the point on our opponent, and if they block incorrectly, we get to kill them because we've got 4 points out of nowhere. So this is our opponent's at 10. We've got 8 and 10 damage. Well, I've actually got 12 damage there. For some reason I just counted it as +2 rather than +4. But yeah, we did it. Yeah, go team. Still sort of surprised that this deck is doing well. Okay, so here we are for the last game. This is a straight redraw because it's 2 depleted powers and then like a bunch of stuff that doesn't do anything. Dark Return's not very good quite early. This is sort of better because we've got like interactive spells. If we do flood with the Vara's Favour, then we've got a Puma. And if we flood again, we've got the Counter Merchant just to turn it into a thing. Maybe we do actually want like a threat in the board. Maybe that's something that we could be considering here. Although often the cards we do have in there are actually threats. Actually should have looked at the Cabal standard, but because we've got like 2 Vara's Favours, if we draw like another Sigil, yeah, I'll play this one down. Because we do effectively have like 2, like 5-6 power in hand. But we are going to turn the Amethyst Waystone into an additional card deeper, and we're also going to turn the Amethyst Monument into a Puma. So let us just crack our opponent for 1. And then I think I will just keep all these cards like in hand, just because, well, Vara's Favour, it can be a spell, but for the most part it's just going to be turning these into spells. I think next turn we're probably just going to be playing the Amethyst Waystone. Generally do prefer Nightfall in play when we've got threats going on. But I think in this position, just going to start Nightfall. Our opponent's given us no indication to believe that the Vara's Favour will ever be a spell, so we are just going to turn it into a Shadow Sigil and then turn that Shadow Sigil into, I don't know, something else. If our opponent's playing something a bit cool, like maybe some sort of like Mask deck or, I don't know, Crown of Possibilities, then I will very happily just get the Burglarize going next turn. Yep, so no decision here, just straight up Annihilate, just stop that. Yeah, Vara's real good. And we do get to play our own Vara here, but as it's the first removal target our opponent's seen, I'd much rather just play the Puma, because if our opponent's got like an Annihilate, I'd rather use it here than on the Vara, and also with the Vara, I'd much prefer to be in a position where they can actually kill something to trade for a card. Even if it is like against a grounded Joe, you just get like one of the ground-ins, you're still getting to do something. So I don't believe that our opponent is going to sacrifice the Camel here, but I'm going to try just playing the Vara out, just to sort of see if they do. If they don't, the Camel's just going to get suffocated, and we've got 5-6. So boop, just stop that. Opponent does appear to have a quick sort of a slot here. We'll get to wallop them for 4. So this might be some sort of like camel bomb deck, which is something that I have seen sort of float around. Yeah, probably just dark return that. Just keep making an ever bigger Vara. So I may sacrifice a unit or give Vara +2/+2. So we'll just go and grab an Annihilate. So, yep, nope. Turn one of these Cabal tactics in. Yeah, we don't need like infinite Cabal tactics. Get the Annihilate. Because of the Cabal tactic, we do get to attack first, just make any decisions. So if our opponent blocks, then we just get to like Cabal tactic, which is basically leaves us with an Annihilate, which means that we do get to kill the second Vara if they manage to Dark Turn. I'm going to keep Dark Turn in hand. It's not the best because it does leave us a little bit looser too. Oh, Azendel. This is horrendous. Well, attacking with this. Hope our opponent gives us the Incold Blood. Nope, they just take 2. So we're probably just dead to this, aren't we? Let's play Vara. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Azendel is some risky business to play against. These are multi-faction, so we've actually not got any targets for the Annihilate. Well, we're probably very dead now. Azendel is just like so much pressure being able to stabilize a board because you just can't attack the turn that they play it. And then the turn after, your opponent just gets to draw like 3 cards a turn or more. Yeah, you got me. Please be just like mono Shadow Sigils. The actual combo. Azendel plus Amaran Cabal. So opponent's just going to gain lives every turn as well. Is that our Waystone? Well, I'm going to see what we draw. And our Suffocate. Good. This is an out. This is cool. This is an out. Because this means we can draw a power and Incold Blood. Oh, just drew Incold Blood anyway. Cool. So let's Incold Blood this because enough of your noise, young man. So my opponent got to draw 2 cards. And now we've got 2 little deadlies in play. But we are at like infinite lives, so let us grab Carrington Merchant. I'll probably look at this Dark Return here, just to try and keep reusing this Carrington Merchant. Because probably next turn I'll be trying to just grab an Incold Blood just in case another Azendel does turn up. But I'm not feeling super hopeful here. Yep, nope. I think it'll be same play from us, but this time I think we're actually just going to Carrington Merchant here, get rid of the Shadow Sigil, and go and grab the Cabal tactics back out. We get to make the same plays we made earlier on. But now if our opponent just blocks with the Vara, we get to Annihilate it, and if they block with like the Helveti's and the Vara, then we get to play Cabal tactic, which will give us the quick draw. Can get blown up by like removal spells here, which is sort of awful, but that's just Cabal tactic, do a bit more damage. We've hopefully got the Carrington Merchant to be able to sort of like block our opponent's 5/6. Is there anything we in particularly want to buy back here? I think I'm much rather just like block with the Merchant and then just rebuy it again. Just keep rebuying the Merchant forever. If our opponent sits back here, I think we can potentially kill him. Feeling pretty silly about throwing away all those Vara's Favours earlier on because it looks like they would have actually been spells and just killed some of an Azendel. But yeah, Azendel's like died in this game, but the impact is still felt by just having like this little deadly unblockable unit. Like the unblockable is mostly irrelevant unless our opponent draws another Azendel, which is very likely because our opponent's just gone and grabbed like something from the market with the Aurelian Merchant. So, does Shakedown do anything here? Probably not. Let's just Annihilate this. Just get it out of the way now. Just attack all. So wouldn't mind drawing a Caiphus actually, so because it might get unblockable again. Just kill that opponent. Unblockable charge berserk, that'll do. Also really been impressed with Caiphus, just like how unkillable it is because it's not got a faction. It's like, yep. So got our point down to 5 here. Still not particularly interested in bringing anything back with Dark Turn, but let's have a Shakedown our point. Yeah, so we'll take the Hailstorm. Pretty certain that the other card is an Azendel. So maybe we do want a Dark Turn here just to grab another Vara. Although, I mean, I should have still been disciplined there, just waited for the Counter Merchant, because with the Nightfall, we're at a point where our opponent like has to block the Counter Merchant. Yeah, so here's the other Azendel. This one probably attacks. Yep. So opponent's got 3 blockers, but they have to sort of trade these 2 off. Yep. And Ephemeral Wisp. Ugh, it's unbeatable. Oh, this is good. Maybe death by 1,000 cuts here with the Argenport Instigator. Argenport Instigator, famously quite good against Ephemeral Wisp. So our opponent takes 2 here. We're at 66, well, we're at 71, so we're at quite a high life total. And we'll just make another Vara. Our opponent gets to choose to sacrifice, but if they do, then they take another point of damage, and then attacking with this next turn should be quite good for us. Opponent does get an additional luck because of the little Halichi. No idea how you pronounce that. Wish this would just have like a real name like Wisp, but here we are. So Desperado attack, Desperado strategize. We could be in for chance. But we've got like 2 threats that do need to realistically be dealt with here. But it's probably the Instigator which is the real threat. Because then any removal spell, Messenger Heart is spicy. Wonder what we're shuffling in. Oh, we're playing Caiphus deck. Deadly Killer Overwhelm. That is quite... Oh, that's our Caiphus. Like, our opponent isn't playing a Caiphus deck, are they? It's just like such a high roll. I'm so cross. And our opponent's got our Puma. Oh, we're in trouble now. It's just like, it was so close. It was so close. I could play the Pirate just to get this Ripknife settlement in play. Yeah, attacks free basically. If my opponent wants to double block and lose both the things, I'm more than happy just to kill this. But other than that, we're just going to gain 8. But we're in trouble now because our opponent's going to just be able to draw like a million cards. We get to like block, but we're going to take 6 here. Yeah, don't attack with Azendel because I'll kill it. I am fine with this. This block and this block. This is still awful for us. But nice. Yeah, should have been disciplined with that Dark Turn because we could have just got like the Inkle Blood that's still in our board. Could have used that to kill the Azendel here. But yeah. This is less bad to play against than Ikari, apparently. Disagree. Well, let's just remind our opponent that it's beautiful and move on to the wrap up. Azendel is a heckin' card. Okay, so there we have it. The Mono Shadow deck that had a little bit of Caiphus, the Wandering King, and it was actually alright. Went 4-1, I believe. Did have a bit of technical difficulty in the first video, but you know, we got over it. Just to let my computer settle in and figure out what was going on. I do need to replace this pretty soon to get an upgraded machine. Probably going to do that in like December, January. So this deck's pretty good. Also, it's kind of quite new player friendly. Outside of like the Shadowlands Tyrant and the Lethrai Provocateur, you could probably quite easily make this because all you really need is like campaign cards. Let's make it a little bit more friendly. So cut down to Caiphus. Even though that is a promo card, it just feeds into the next thing which I'm going to do, which is adding in the Impending Doom. Whoop. And then really the Shadowlands Tyrant could be like a number of other things. So if we look in sort of like the 4 and 5 range for units in Shadow, we do effectively have a couple of different targets. So Oh yeah, I wouldn't recommend Lurking Sanguine, but like Calling Matron's good, and with Dark Turn's kind of nice, it's just like a really good recursive threat. So we could also play that. Could play Stonescar Scrapper, though it's probably less likely. But generally, I think it's just going to be like the Umbran Reaper, which is like the easiest way to fit it in. So it's just like boop off the Radiance there, just to replace them with the Umbran Reaper, and then you've got like effectively a similar deck because this has still got like a huge sort of like impact on the game in terms of like gaining lives that you are going to be paying with stuff like Argenport, Instigator, and like the effects of Nightfall that we do have. It's just like a really good clock against the opponent as well. So like this, I think this is probably like a really nice version of this deck, just for a more budgetified version. But yeah, the deck's sweet. Obviously dead to Azindel because not playing anything like Death Strike, but yeah, I think the deck's good. I was overall quite impressed with it. I'll put both versions of this deck as well in the description, just so you're able to find that. So I'll just chuck this on my notepad. Oops, not in that one. There we go. So shove that in my notepad, so we do have like a budget version of it as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. I've been that was all. I'll see you around.